mine now. You belong to me. Today we're going to play a new fun game.
Hello and welcome to the Twin Peaks podcast. My name is Dan.
My name's Nicole.
My name's Albert.
Your name is Albert.
Well, Alan, but everyone calls me Albert. And
I call you Albert.
It's
I
stuck.
insist on it. But you're back.
After a year.
After a year. Anyone that hasn't heard Albert's voice before, there might be some of you. But if you go back to our original episodes, and please don't because they're horrible. But,
don't. They're not that bad.
It was new.
Come on, guys.
It was new. It was new.
Yeah,
it was new. I'm not suggesting for a minute that it's any better now. It's just different.
It's like when films comes out.
Yeah.
The first one's not always the best one. Sometimes the returns are, aren't they?
Oh, topical. A bit like Justice League is what I think
Exactly.
you're saying. Yeah. We'll get on to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Albert, tell us a bit about yourself.
Now you put me on the spot, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Sorry, mate. So after
Tell me a bit about yourself. Yeah.
we used to record every week, and the last episode we recorded together was our Daniel Craig double bill, and we discussed 2 Daniel Craig films. But at the end of that episode, we chose our films for the next theme, as we used to do, and the next theme was going to be AI, which you chose because it was your birthday. And we never got to record it. So a full year, we're honouring that promise. Full year
That's
after.
why. Sorry. That's why you've waited a full year, because you didn't have to get me a birthday present.
Yeah, I've saved myself a year.
So
of not
it's
getting a
quite
birthday
funny that, we was doing a podcast. It was my birthday podcast. And after that, we didn't do another one.
present. Are you suggesting that I planned it?
Yeah.
I tell you. Does sound like the sort of thing I might do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get you a present, did I, last year?
No, I'm still waiting.
I was going to get you a bag of air, like we discussed the other day, but I thought that was
Yeah,
a bit
bag
mean.
of air.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I've got some as well.
You actually found some air.
I've got a bag of air, yeah.
Is it COVID free?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's purified air.
That's
That's how I'm
amazing.
going to sell it for so much. But you're back, Albert. You're back after
I'm
a
back.
year
I am.
to do the robots
AI podcast.
films.
Yeah, I've actually watched them this time, but I didn't make no notes.
Oh, thank the Lord. Yeah, so we're going to be chatting about Avengers Age of Ultron and Upgrade, which we chose over a year ago. After that, we'll be doing nothing. We'll
I'm just in the
Oh,
background.
are we?
Yeah, we're just
Hold
gonna go.
on. I think someone needs to do a stitch up, no?
Yes, talking of Stitch Up, I do believe Box didn't actually watch the Stitch Up that I gave him in the last episode that we did.
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Playlist, yeah.
Uh,
Which would have been 2 hours of complete singing all the way
I
through.
guess so. Was it a musical, was it?
Oh no, it was a series,
Yeah, it's a
but
musical.
she couldn't talk without singing everything.
Yeah.
So whenever anyone went into a calf, they'd sing in the calf, or it was singing all the way through.
Sounds like Albert's watched it.
Yeah, it does sound like you've watched it.
No,
It sounds wonderful. It sounds magical, but unfortunately, it wasn't available on Netflix. And I went on Amazon, and it was like, "Would you like to pay £2.49 for the first episodes?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I will. I don't think I will." So I didn't watch it.
So in that case, you forfeit, right? And then
Exactly.
So what I'm supposed to watch next week, you should watch the film.
No,
Exactly.
no,
How it
no,
works?
Nicole,
no.
Nicole, 2 against 1. I'm a guest. Box should get stitched up.
It's not. I mean, look. This is a bonus episode. This recording might go horribly wrong, so this might not even come out. So what happens if
Oh,
it
here we
doesn't come
go.
out?
It's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out. You're getting stitched up. Deal with it.
That's not fair.
It is
You're ganging
fair.
up on me.
It is totally
I've already
fair.
watched the Stitch Up this week. I had to watch bloody... what did I have to watch?
Yeah, but you got to remember,
I've
this is
forgotten.
my stitch up for you, and you haven't watched it. So in our stitch up, you forfeit the automatic next stitch up.
What did I pick for you in that episode?
Do you want me? I can listen to it. 1 sec.
To join him in the...
That's quite nice. I can hear that perfectly.
Okay, but it was pretty good. It was really. Yeah. Smiling. I hope you're not smiling when you're watching it. I hope it's
Oh, was it George of the Jungle? Too?
Yes.
That's what it was.
Was it?
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
What? Who had to watch
Just
that? Is that what I chose for
that's
Albert?
what you chose for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well done.
So I'll watch George of the Jungle. I mean, I haven't got time to watch it in time for recording this podcast unless you want to go away for an hour and a half and then we come back.
No.
Well, no, you just have to watch it and review it on one of your podcasts.
But then...
Yeah.
So next... All right, we'll figure out a way. So this time we haven't really got a section 3, so we'll just see how we go with the first 2 bits. We're going to do the first bit like we always do, if anything goes, and we'll just get straight into that. Albert, you haven't been on for a year. You must have a plethora of information to share.
Just a new girlfriend.
Straight in there with the personal...
Straight in there.
Yeah, okay.
New girlfriend. To be fair as well, I've had no more ghosts in my house.
I forgot about your ghost.
It's a long story, but I had some weird stuff going on in my house, like doors closing and being pulled out my bed.
Getting pulled off.
Yeah.
I thought this was literally just Dan, breaking into your house and then doing silly shit.
Oh, what?
while
Dad,
you were asleep.
breaking into my house and rearranging my furniture while I'm asleep.
We've never done that before.
No, we've never done that, have we?
But do you know the funny thing is, though? I actually heard you, because I thought it was just a ghost again. I thought, oh, no,
Yeah,
forget it. It's just a
ghost.
ghost.
Yeah.
And I even heard you laughing.
And you thought it was the ghost laughing?
I did think it was the ghost laughing. That's why I didn't get up.
Well, I can assure you it wasn't me pulling you off in the middle of the night.
Not even
So...
it's
been a year since you've been on, and your news is you haven't got a ghost anymore,
and I've got no girlfriend.
and you've got
he's got a
new
girlfriend.
partner. Yeah.
Honestly, I've not been, because of COVID. I've not really done anything or been anywhere.
No, same. If we're going to start talking about films, I've just got to get out of the way first. That when this comes out, Justice League would have been out for a while. We recorded a few weeks ahead of time, but I watched Justice League. It was released the day before yesterday, 2 days ago. And I watched the 4-hour cut, the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. And I know you two have not seen it, so I'm not going to spoil it. However,
Is it worth watching?
yes, it's definitely worth watching. I think it's great. I think it's really, really good. I hate the first Justice League.
I was going to say, this is coming from the person who hates Justice League.
Yeah. And they used 90 minutes of the same footage in the 4-hour cut, in a new cut. So it's more or less the same film. It hits the same key beats. Not going to spoil anything. But it's just done so much better, and you can understand why certain characters are doing things. It doesn't always make perfect sense, but there's a lot more character development early on, and the action is just a lot more brutal, and you just feel it a bit more. And it's they've got a really good score, and I love it. But the only problem is that now, whenever we talk about films and I rate them on Stitch Up, I always rate them out of how many Justice Leagues I'm going to give them, and I can't do it anymore because only the Zack Snyder version exists, so I've got to pick a new rating. So I think I've decided what rate. I'm going to rate films out of crystal skulls from now on. I'm going to give it a number of crystal skulls. So if it's really bad, it'd be like 0 crystal skulls.
I've never watched Crystal Skull before, so if it's pretty bad, then yeah, why not?
I've not seen Crystal Skull.
Indiana Jones 4. You've seen Indiana Jones 4. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
No, I
Oh
haven't
my
seen
God,
that.
yes I have, yeah.
Yeah.
With the alien skull.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. The crystal,
thought that was right.
crystal alien skull.
I thought that was right.
So I'm going to be rating films out of crystal skulls from now on. That's my news. Because Justice League, it was brilliant. Pretty good film.
Yeah.
If you forget that the other one exists, just put that out of your mind completely. Pretend you've never seen it and watch this.
Hold on a minute. You just gave me an idea for Stitch Up.
What?
Well, the Crystal Skull. You hate that film so much, that could be your punishment.
The problem with Crystal Skull is that we've got that 2-hour limit now, haven't we? And I think I've got a feeling that might be more than 2 hours, maybe. Indiana
I'd be
Jones.
surprised if it was.
If only there was a way of checking. No, I've already got to watch George of the Jungle 2. Don't start some more shit for me to do.
Oh, actually, how about we just... So, okay, I have to watch... What am I watching next week?
Troll 2.
Oh, Troll 2.
Oh,
so
watch
then the
that.
week after, what we had on the poll initially was Legally Blondes on mine. So you just have to watch that the following week.
No, we're not doing that, mate. Stop trying to wriggle out the normal. This is a bonus episode. Like, pretend that we're not even doing it. It's just for fun. We're just going to release it, and it has no. It's
and
not
just
canon.
For fun, you're getting stitched up.
It's not canon. This episode is not canon. What have you been watching then, Nick?
I finished WandaVision this morning.
9 episodes, was it?
9 episodes, yeah.
And Albert,
I haven't got past the first one because I thought it was so crap I couldn't put myself through anymore.
Oh, dude, you have to get through. At least once you get to the, I think, 4th episode.
I think, people be saying 3rd or 4th it starts getting better.
Yeah.
I might just start it from the 3rd one. Can you do that?
Maybe you start it at the end of the 3rd episode, and then you'd get a gist
go.
of what's going on.
That's what I'm going to do then.
I would agree with that. I must admit, like, I'm not mad on the first 3 episodes of WandaVision. They did that whole sitcom thing, and they did it very well. But I'm not a fan of those sort of sitcoms.
I couldn't handle
so.
it. To be fair, I actually got through.
And I Love Lucy. And
all of that stuff, and the banjo people. I was going to say, what are they called? The Brady Bunch, the banjo people.
Oh yeah.
The Brady, they do all that stuff, and it weren't for me. But I think that if you could skip the first 3 if you wanted to, and just start from 4, and you'll get.
That's what I'm going to do.
You'll get
the
gist of it.
Because literally 5 minutes in, and I wanted to rip my own eyeballs out. I couldn't believe what I was looking at.
Well, it's a bit extreme.
It's like it's a black and white comedy where it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to make a comedy, make it a little bit funny, for God's sake. But it was just not even funny.
I listen. I can't disagree with you. Like, I didn't love it either, but you get through it.
I liked it, but I don't mind. I didn't mind watching like I Love Lucy, or I used to watch Bewitched when I was younger.
Oh, Bewitched. I love Bewitched.
Yeah.
It's good back then.
I thought it ended pretty well. I can't say like week to week I was ever like mad on it. I wasn't super excited to watch the next episode because I watched it week to week. You binged it all in one go, didn't you, Nick?
I binged it all in
Like,
one go. Yeah.
Yeah, like on certain series, or like The Mandalorian, you had to watch the next one to find out what happened.
Yeah.
That wasn't like that. You know, you wasn't. Oh my God, what's going to happen on the next one? I need to watch it.
Yeah, I wasn't so invested in it that I was desperate to see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I was pretty satisfied with how it ended. I feel like they could have probably cut 3 episodes out, made it 6 maybe, cut some of that sitcom stuff out. But, people enjoyed it, and Marvel Universe is so big, so there's so much of it that it's quite nice that some of it probably appeals to different demographics and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't always want an action-y thing.
I do have a question. Do you know, obviously, they brought out WandaVision, and then they brought out, what's the other one?
Falcon.
Falcon and The Winter Soldier. Are they bringing out any other ones like that?
Yeah. So, Loki, have you seen a trailer for Loki?
No.
So, in Endgame, that version of Loki from 2012 got the Tesseract and fucked off into the multiverse.
Yes.
It's follows that version of Loki, and he's with I think they're called the Time Variant Authority, and it's just him going on adventures, probably a bit like Quantum Leap, like Sam Beckett.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm just I just didn't listen to that bit because I'm going to watch the rest of Avengers. I was just like, I don't want that to spoil anything.
Oh, no spoilers. Have you not seen it, Avengers Endgame?
No. I watched Age of Ultron for the first time. I think I watched the first ever Avengers when it came out in the cinema.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't bother watching the others kind of thing. But after today, I think I'll watch both of those. And I watched Thor Ragnarok. Thanks, Albert. That's what I watched. I watched before.
So you've kind of started in the middle.
Today.
You've kind of started in the middle of the Marvel universe.
I've seen bits of... I saw the original Thor, and then because Dan, on last week's podcast, he mentioned this... I guess it's the most recent Thor. I know they're currently shooting the next Thor.
So what did you think of Ragnarok?
It was really funny. I was laughing constantly. Yeah, Taika Waititi, he's great.
And he's in it as well. Korg.
Yeah.
There's the stones. Don't mind me, I'm just a pile of rocks.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Paper, scissors, rocks.
Oh, he's so good.
You didn't find that joke funny?
Piss off, ghosts.
Mate. What else is he in?
He's in Green Lantern. Randomly, he's in Green Lantern as an actor, but he's mostly known as a director. He directed like Hunt for the Wilder People. What We Do in the Shadows. He's in that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, you've seen that, Albert, haven't you? What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, I can remember that. Unless I watched it yesterday.
Vampires in New Zealand. Peter, Nick, would you like some biscotti? Oh, Jesus. You need to watch What We Do in the Shadows. It's so
Send me the link.
It's so funny. What do you mean send you a link?
Well, I'll forget by the time I finish the podcast.
Send you a link to what? The film?
The film.
Albert, I'll find out where it streams, and then you can just watch it on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it might be streaming somewhere. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's bound to be. It's that thing called the internet box that you use all the time.
Yeah, all right. I like physical media. What can I say? You can't beat having a thing in your hand. Oh, I know where your mind's gone, you dirty fucker.
FYI, Albert, What We Do in the Shadows is on Prime in the UK.
Oh, right, brilliant.
What have you been watching, Albert? You been watching much?
Just Falcon, really.
Falcon, you watched an episode of that? And
I watched the first episode.
Nicole's not seen that one. I don't think there's really much. There's maybe one thing at the end of Falcon, which might be a bit of a spoiler, which I'm not going to talk about. But
it's action all the way through it, which I like.
Yeah, the action's really solid. Really good opening.
That's what I like. I like a good action film.
We've only watched one episode. By the time this comes out, there would have been like 3, maybe 4 episodes out.
I feel that Falcon is like kind of upgraded as well. His suit comes up with a lot of extra stuff as well that's not in the originals.
Well, they've got you're right. They've got to do something with those characters, haven't they? Because they're all, there's so many characters in Avengers films that they kind of, everyone fades into the background and to some degree at some point. So because they've got their own shows now, they've got they're essentially the leads of the. I mean, there's no more. It's difficult, like things that you can't talk about because
I know you can't spoilers
in Endgame. Let's just say certain things happen in Endgame that make some of the decisions that they're going to make in the new Marvel shows interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes any sense.
Is the Endgame the last Avengers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I know who dies in that, and I also know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one thing that's going to be a spoiler? Is that what you guys are trying to avoid? No.
No, it's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah, there are a few things in it. That's not what specifically I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to say just in case, but that's not what I'm referring to in terms of how it's affecting these particular characters. It's something else that happens in Endgame that means that these characters have got to step up to
more responsibility.
They've got more responsibility. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
And it's interesting to see what direction they're going to go. Should we get on to talking about our main films? The 2 films that we've got are Age of Ultron, and
which you chose,
which I chose, and Upgrade, which was in your picks.
I picked, which you were surprised it was in my picks because you loved it.
So let's get going. Happy birthday.
I'm glad that you had one.
Brilliant.
Albert,
don't you have to sing happy birthday now?
Hip hip.
Are you all dizzy now, Box?
Yeah. That was worth the $7.99, wasn't it? And I've got 50 of these fuckers because on Amazon you can't just order one of anything. You have to order
of course you can't.
Shitload of them. Yeah, so I don't know if you've listened to the podcast recently, Albert, but
I did.
Have you listened to some of it? So
twice I've listened to.
Have you?
Yeah.
So
Hey.
what we do now is we do a bit of an intro to the topic. It's usually in the form of a quiz. Whoever picks the topic comes up with an intro, and usually it's a quiz.
Okay.
Because you haven't done one of these before like this, I've done the intro for you.
Okay.
So
cool.
I don't know how this is going to work, but I've got 2 things. So I've got a backup plan if it all goes horribly wrong. The first thing I'm going to try is just a regular questions quiz. So I'm calling it Name That Robot.
Okay.
Oh God. Are we both doing this, or is it just Albert's doing this because it's his birthday pick?
You're both doing it. So how we're going to do it is I'm going to read a question to you both, and you both need a pen and some paper, and you're going to write down what your answer is. And at the end of it, we're going to just recap, like a pub quiz. So I'm going to read you some dialogue from a film. You've got to tell me what robot said it. You can tell me the film as well.
Okay.
You don't get any bonus points for that. You just get 1 point for naming that robot. You've both got a piece of paper and a pen.
Yes.
So I'm going to read 8 questions to you.
All right.
So are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Johnny 5 is alive. Name that robot.
25 is alive.
Oh.
Name that robot. Name that robot. Name that robot.
That's not helping me.
This is a fail.
5.
He's alive,
4,
I know.
3,
25 is
2,
Okay.
1.
cool.
Ding, 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 ding. Your time is up. Question number 2. Who said this? Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Name that robot. Name that robot. Name that robot. Albert knows. Albert knows it.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
You got it?
Yeah.
Question number 3. There are no strings on me. Name that robot.
What the frig?
There are no strings on me.
Nicole's searching her brain.
I have no idea.
5,
Oh, I don't know any.
4,
Hold on, I'm just going to write it down.
3,
There.
2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Oh, go.
I used to have an alarm clock that did that, and it was the most
know.
fucking annoying thing. Question number 4.
Yes.
Now we've done alarm clocks. I know now why you cry, but it's something I could never do. Name that robot. Oh, there's some confident pen stroking going on there.
Do you want the actual 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Just name that robot. You can tell me the film if you want, but you don't get an extra point for it. Are we good?
We good?
Yeah.
Question number 5. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Name that robot. Oh. You know this, Albert. I've written this. I've written this question for a very specific reason. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Name that robot. Name that robot. Nicole, can you name that robot, please?
I have no fucking clue.
It's on the
Nope,
tip
that's
of
not
my
it.
tongue.
5, 4,
No,
3,
Oh god, what is the movie called?
2,
I can't remember either.
1. Have a guess. 0.
If I had more time, I'd think about
Pens
it.
down. Well, how much
the
time do you want? Fucking 45 minutes?
Half a day.
Hold on, I just need to. Oh yeah, I figured it out.
Time is over.
Thanks.
I've already said put your pens down. This doesn't. You two are fucking terrible. You're both disqualified. Nobody
Were we
wins.
winning anything, Dan? We weren't fucking winning anything anyway.
Glory. Fucking glory. What more do you want?
Bollocks. I'm really annoyed now because it's like I know them, the first and the fifth one, but I can't remember them. You annoying shit.
Oh, I'm looking forward to telling you, especially the answer to the first
Right.
one. You're going to kick yourself. Question number 6. We've got 3 more to
Yes.
get through. Question
What?
number
Oh,
6.
You said pens down.
For that question.
Oh, right.
Question number 6. Sir, it's quite possible this asteroid is not entirely stable. Name that robot.
I'm just guessing.
Both got an answer?
Oh! I just remembered number 5.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
No,
still
I
trying
said
to
pens
remember number
down.
1.
I said pens down. Have you got an answer for number 6, Nick?
Yeah, I do.
All right, question number 7. Not bad for a human. Name that robot.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
I think.
Albert, have a guess. Not bad for a human. Have a guess. 5, 4, 3,
You're going to love my guesses, though.
1. Last one. I forgot about this one. I do not leak. You leak.
What? I've never heard that in my
Compliance. If you want to learn to swim, you gotta jump in the water. Huh?
I've written like the same character at least twice on this quiz.
Have you?
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm clearly failing.
Right,
Nicole's
I
just
don't
got
know the
Wally
characters.
for everyone.
Right, okay, I don't know the character, but I know the film.
Aye, 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 aye.
What's the film? The thingy, isn't it?
Yeah, Beach Boys. I know what
Beach
you're
Boys.
talking about, yeah.
I get around.
Round, round, I get around, round, round. Right,
Cool.
come on, we've got to wrap this up at some point. So
Right,
have we all
let's
got
go.
an answer? We've got an answer
Yes.
for every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the first question, the line of dialogue I was reading was Johnny Five is alive,
Yes.
and I asked you to name that robot. And what answers did you
I've
have?
got bananas.
Albert's got bananas. What did you say, Nick?
Inspector Gadget.
It wasn't that. The answer was in the question, Johnny Five.
Hold on.
From what movie?
Where's my camera?
Short Circuit.
You...
What?
Where's my answer?
Yeah. What was
Johnny
that bit
Five.
you wrote bananas? Why did you write
Yeah, I
bananas?
bought bananas, Johnny 5.
What do you reckon, Nick? Does he get a point for that or not?
No.
Oh, come on! That is so wrong!
I mean, I technically wrote Johnny 5 is alive on it, so does that count?
There you go. We both get it. We should both get it because we
we're
actually
even,
got
we're
the
even,
answer.
we're even.
You're both going to be even, aren't you? So you both get it or you both don't get it. Which one do you fucking want? Because it doesn't
We
really
both
matter.
get
does
it.
it?
Get it.
It looks better. We both get it.
All right. Right, a point each for
I'm putting a
Bananas
tick
and
on
Inspector Gadget.
Yep.
Question number 2. I said, dead or alive, you're coming with me. And Albert, you know this. What answer did you put?
Robocop.
Yeah. What did you put, Nick?
Oh, Terminator. Clearly wrong.
No, it's Robocop. So Albert's ahead now. So question number 3, I asked you who said this line of dialogue. There are no strings on me. You really should have got this because it's Ultron from Age of Ultron.
I thought it was, but I ended up putting Terminator because I didn't know.
What did you put, Nick?
I put STEM from Upgrade because I
Did
had
you?
no fucking clue.
I didn't think of putting a stem line on there, to be honest.
I was quite surprised you didn't put a stem line on there.
I should have put a stem line on there. So 0 points apiece for question number 3. Question number 4. I said to you, I know now why you cry, but it's something I could never do. Albert, what did you put?
Terminator 4.
I put Terminator.
Was it in the fourth one?
No, it was in Terminator 2, and it was the T-800. So the answer I was looking for was T-800, but I'll accept Terminator. Question number 5. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. What answer did you have for that, Albert?
Crichton, out of Red Dwarf. Robot in that.
The TV show,
Yeah.
in a film-based quiz. You thought the answer was Red Dwarf.
But you said Dave as well.
Oh, right.
And that's what I thought.
Oh, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
What did you...
And he probably does say that in that film somewhere. I can't do that, Dave.
Well, there isn't a film, but never mind. Nick, what did you get for question number 5?
I put the AI from Ex Machina.
You're both wrong. It was Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey, the film that you had to watch, Albert, with
God,
the
the
giant
one that I
space baby.
hated that I've erased from my memory.
I've never seen that film.
Do not ever watch that film.
Question number 6. I asked you, sir, it's quite possible this asteroid is not entirely stable. Name that robot, I said. And what did you put, Albert?
3PO.
Yes. What did you put, Nick?
Vision.
Not a bad guess if you're not familiar with Star Wars. I'm not sure I would have got the answer to that if I hadn't written a question, to be honest. Question number 7. I asked you, who said this thing? Not bad for a human.
Bananas.
Okay. Nicole, what did you get for that?
Vision.
Both incorrect. It was Bishop from
Really?
Aliens. Lance Henriksen.
What was it again?
Not bad for a human. Well, he's talking to Ripley when he gets ripped in
Oh,
half.
yeah, at the end where he gets
I'm
ripped
pretty
apart.
sure
Yeah.
Vision has said something like that before, though.
I'm sure he does as well.
Yeah, he might do.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
they
I put
said
the
it.
inflection on it. That's why I tried to match Lance Henriksen's
But you
cadence.
should have done it when he was gurgling on his own. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that looked exactly like it.
0 apiece for number 7. And the last one I asked you, I do not leak, you leak. Albert, what did you get for
Flight
this?
Navigator.
You got a film? Can you name that robot?
I cannot name the robot though.
Okay.
What
Nicole.
did he say?
Flight of the Navigator is the film.
I put Inspector Gadget.
You fucking love Inspector Gadget, don't you?
Do I get half a point for getting the film?
I'd be inclined to give you that one, Albert.
Don't do it just because it's my birthday. You know what I mean?
No, it's quite a tough one.
What's the robot's name then?
Max. Right, so let's count up the scores then. So, question number 1, Albert, you got 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got
I
4.
got 2.
Nicole got
5.
2.
I got 5.
Albert, either way, you fucking won, alright? So stop complaining.
What did you... Oh yeah, you got 3PO. Yeah.
Yeah, so trying to
unfortunately,
nick a
right.
point off me.
So you got 5 out of 8. Nicole 2 out of 8. So Albert wins his birthday quiz.
Hey! Woo woo!
Hey, congratulations!
What does he get? What does he get?
You get a party blower. They're called party
Hey.
blowers, by the way.
Okay.
Like trying to Google that thing that makes noise at parties.
I'm gonna look it up just right now. Party blower. Oh, it goes to some X-rated website. Let's not do that.
Party blower.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Send us a link.
Is it downloadable?
Why is that the first thing that comes up? That's really concerning.
What's even more concerning is where my brain goes to when you say what's the first thing that comes up. Must not say the thing. All right, let's move on to the films then. We're going to be discussing Avengers: Age of Ultron and Upgrade. I reckon let's start with Age of Ultron. Albert, you don't have any notes, so it don't matter to you, does it?
That's all up here, mate. Don't worry.
Is it though?
Yeah.
So Avengers Age of Ultron, it came out in 2015. It was directed by Joss Whedon. It's 141 minutes long. The tagline reads, "A new age has come." And the synopsis on Letterboxd goes like this. When Tony Stark tries to jumpstart a dormant peacekeeping program, things go awry when Earth's mightiest heroes are put to the ultimate test as the fate of the planet hangs in a balance. As the villainous Ultron emerges, it's time for the Avengers to stop him from enacting his terrible plans, and soon uneasy alliances and unexpected action paved the way for an epic and unique global adventure. So that was the synopsis for Avengers Age of Ultron. Everyone knows what Avengers Age of Ultron is. It's an Avengers movie. Everyone's seen it. Everyone's covered it. We all know what it is. It was a first time watch for you, Nicole, though, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
And it was maybe my fourth or fifth time, I would say.
But about the same for me as well, 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
I love the start.
The opening scene is one of my favourites too.
Yeah.
That attack on the Hydra base where they get the hero shot of them all jumping in line together. It's a bit cheesy.
Yeah, and they're all actually all together. They're actually working together as a team.
Yeah, and
which is brilliant.
And there's that running gag of Captain America saying language to Tony Stark.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. It's very Whedon-esque. It's very Whedon-y sort of humour, and sometimes it takes me out of it a little bit. It didn't even in the first Avengers. And I don't love what they did with Ultron. They made him a little bit goofy in this, and I feel like they introduced Ultron and then got rid of him in one film. I feel like that was too quick, too much, too soon, and that character, I think, is a really interesting character. And interestingly, when I was watching Justice League a couple of days ago, and again, not going to spoil Justice League, but Cyborg in that has the power to manipulate the internet so he could control potentially money, nuclear weapons, that sort of thing. Vision kind of has got that same power too. Ultron has that power as well, not Vision. But they never really exploit that in the Ultron character. So I thought it was a bit of a waste introducing him in one film and then get rid of him.
Yeah.
As a standalone, it's pretty entertaining, and I enjoy it more now because of the connectedness to the wider Marvel Cinematic Universe. But there's some stuff in this film that I really don't like. I really don't care for the Quicksilver stuff.
Like?
His stupid catchphrase. Yeah, the funny running fast man. His catchphrase is, "What, you didn't see that coming?" What a stupid fucking catchphrase.
Oh, yeah.
It's not very memorable, is it?
No.
Like Batman v Superman. Is she with you? I thought she was with you. It's along that same level of shitness, I think.
Our mums have the same name.
Why did you say that name? Started on so I thought the character of Ultron was a bit wasted. There's some shit in it that I don't care for. The weird Bruce Banner and Black Widow romance sort of came out of nowhere. It was a bit weird because it wasn't really hinted at in the past. Met before. They've met, they met in Avengers. Remember, because Black Widow recruits Bruce Banner at the start.
But they had no romance.
No, there was no. There didn't seem to be any sort of romantic connection between them. So it felt really out of place, and it just a little bit like, well, what was the purpose of this? And they don't ever explore it anymore in any following films. So it just was unnecessary.
That was my next question. Is she pissed off when he comes back in the next one?
Not really. No, it's they look at each other, but they're just like hi, and that's it. And they move on to the next scene.
Yeah,
fair enough.
And to be honest, I'm glad that they dropped that. I really enjoy the hammer lifting scene in this. I really enjoyed it at the time.
When they're in Stark's office.
Yeah, and they're trying to figure out who's worthy, and they're all trying to pick up Thor's hammer.
Oh my god.
Mjolnir.
Yeah.
And Stark's got his Iron Man hands on, and he's trying to use his boosters and stuff, and he teams up with War Machine.
War Machine, yeah.
Captain America, it wobbles a little bit.
It wobbles, doesn't it? And he looks at him and goes,
yeah.
You're all not worthy.
And Widow's like, there's no need for me to
Yeah, I know who I am. I don't need to try it.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed that scene at the time, and I enjoy it even more now, knowing what happens in Avengers Endgame. And again, can't spoil it because Nicole's not seen it.
That's right.
But there's a part in Endgame. That's all right. But there's a part in Endgame that calls back to that, or it just makes you go, oh. And they call back to that later on, which is one of the reasons why I think that this film's just a bit stronger now. But I still don't love it that much. Nicole, what did you, as a kind of first time viewer of Age of Ultron and someone that's not a huge fan of the MCU, what's your take on it?
So after watching WandaVision and then watching this, I think I understood it a lot more, and it was kind of nice to have that resemblance between other shows. as well. Yeah, the romantic stuff. I also was a bit like, oh, it's a bit cheesy. Kind of like the last Star Wars film. Like all the romantic shit in that film was just so unnecessary. It was alright. I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch. I think I will watch the next two Avengers.
In my opinion, this is definitely the weakest Avengers film. It's not even close. This is by far the weakest Avengers film for me.
You were saying about killing off characters in the first one. Wanda's brother, the speedster.
Yeah.
I thought that was. I was hoping he would last longer.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, he only three quarters of the film he was in, and then he died. I thought that would be good to see him in other films as well.
What, you didn't see that coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love the way that character was presented in that film, so I didn't care much that he died.
Because he could have been a quite good character in the Marvels.
But yeah, he's quite a big actor, Aaron Taylor-Johnson. He was in Kick-Ass, and I did expect... I've expected him back by now. Multiverse stuff is going to come back at some point. They all will, even Tony Stark will at some point.
I knew that, don't worry.
Yeah. But Albert, what do you reckon on Avengers: Age of Ultron? Where do you put it in terms of the Avengers films and the MCU?
I quite liked it because it gave a new perspective on it. Instead of just aliens coming down and everything, this alien was actually created by Tony Stark. And what made it good, it was part of Tony Stark actually in this as well. And he was always trying to compare or beat himself to Tony Stark. Yeah. And that's what really wound him up. And that's what made him want to be better and greater. Yeah. And so I really enjoyed it. I like this film.
I know what you mean. I enjoyed that element as well because he was kind of the son of Banner and Stark and Jarvis and the Mind Stone all sort of mixed together.
Because Tony even said, Junior, even called him Junior, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite good.
All that stuff was good. I guess maybe if they... in some way, if that character can return, which again, it's Marvel, he will probably return. I'd like to see that character done again.
Or even that character team up with Thanos.
Yeah.
That'd be quite good because they've both got the same idea. Get rid of half the planet or all the humans on the planet and start fresh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They all, it's quite good because both Thanos and Ultron, they both had humans, like the human nature, one would say, in their best interest. To make the world a better place.
They had a motivation,
But to do that, they had to kill half the planet first, which made them the baddies. Yeah. So in theory, they were still good, but they done it in a bad way.
Well, it's a good way of doing a villain, and someone's not just bad for the sake of being bad.
Exactly.
Ultron is an AI, and he's making a binary decision, and Thanos just wanted to kill half of everything because of resources and. That also makes sense.
Because that was his background, because he used to do that before the
it was kind of his thing, wasn't it? It was his hobby. It's like, sometimes we record a podcast, Thanos will just go and take out a few planets. So you didn't mind it.
I liked it.
I was saying earlier that there's no Marvel film that I hate. I think they're all perfectly serviceable films. Some I really love, and others I think are fine.
Yeah.
And this is in the fine camp for me. But this is in bottom 5. I've got like 4 or 5 that I would say are bottom 5, and this is one of them. But for me, this film is it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd go. Yeah, I'd go 7.
I'll go in between you, gents, and go 6.5.
Yeah, it's around that mid-mark, to...
Yeah, I think this film's slightly stronger now with the WandaVision stuff that's come after it, and all of the Vision stuff that was explored in Civil War. And have you seen Civil War, Nick?
No.
Oh.
Okay. Putting it on the list.
Oh. Introducing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Under Roos. Watch Civil War. I haven't seen Civil War for a good 6 months, so I probably need to see
it. It's probably been about that for me as well, actually.
Let's move on to the next film in our AI double bill, which was Upgrade. And my podcast preparation this week is not up to standard, but I think it came out in 2018. It was directed by Lee Winnell, who's one of yours, Nick. He's an Australian.
He is. Fellow. He's from Melbourne. He's from Victoria.
Lee Winnell, he directed The Invisible Man more recently, which I feel like I say every time, but it was the last film that I went to see at the cinema.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
It's great.
It's really, really good. And he's seems to be a bit of a master with a low budget and making a low budget seem much bigger than it is.
Yeah.
I, again, haven't written down a budget for this film, but I believe it was somewhere between 4 and 6 million, maybe US dollars, because it was shot in Australia.
It was shot in
Melbourne. Were there any locations that you recognised, Nick?
I recognised the Balti Bridge. I was like, that looks like Melbourne. And then also the city shots, I could recognise that was Melbourne. Apparently there was, I can't remember what the shot was, but they mentioned the Yarra River as well.
All right, so Upgrade, I was correct. It came out in 2018, directed by Lee Winnell. It's 100 minutes long. The tagline reads, "Not man, not machine, more." And the synopsis: a brutal mugging leaves Grey Trace paralysed in hospital and his beloved wife dead. A billionaire inventor soon offers Trace a cure and an artificial intelligence implant called STEM that will enhance his body. Now able to walk, Grey finds that he also has superhuman strength and agility, skills he uses to seek revenge against the thugs who destroyed his life. So Grey is played by a human man.
Played by Logan Marshall Green.
Logan Marshall Green, who is kind of Tom Hardy-esque. Everyone says he's Tom Hardy-esque, and I totally see that.
I see that.
To the point where I thought it was Tom Hardy. I think the first time I saw this, for the first half hour or so, I thought it was him. But he's great. He's great in this.
Brilliant.
And he plays like an old school guy in a future. I can't remember if they put how far in the future this is, but it feels like it's sort of in this world, but with just a few enhancements.
Yeah.
And he plays this guy that's kind of stuck in the past. He's got an old school muscle car. He loves all like engines. He's not a fan of electricity and self-driving cars and all of this modern shit. One evening, there's a car accident with him and his wife, and she dies. And he is left paralysed, as we explained in the synopsis. And he gets offered this chance to be able to walk again, on the caveat that he gets this AI implanted into him. But the inventor's like, don't worry, like you will have full control. This will just allow you to walk again. So he goes, yeah, brilliant. Who wouldn't? He does it. And this bit of AI is called STEM. And when STEM first takes over for the first time, there's that fight scene. And Logan Marshall Green, who I think is great in this. I think he's brilliant. Like what he does with his face while he's fighting is kind of makes the film, I think, because you feel very disconnected. Like he's
fighting. He's like,
but his face is like, what the fuck's going on? Like I'm not doing all this. And he goes on full. He's like, I'm a ninja. There's that line in it.
That's it.
He's also centered in the film, and apparently they put like a mobile phone on the character to make him perfectly centered. How they shot him doing these fighting scenes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen that. The first time I ever saw that kind of technique used was in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. I'm sure it was done before that, but that was the first time I ever noticed it.
It almost feels like a video game. Like that's how I would explain it.
Yeah, that's a really good example actually. But you're right, Nick. They strap a phone to him, and that's just an example of using this budget and doing things like that really change the mood of the film. And couple that with the dramatic stuff that Logan Marshall Green does with his face, all of those little things come together and have made like this really unique little brutal sci-fi action film. And it is brutal.
Yeah.
The fights are when he splits his head open, head in half.
Oh god, in the flat.
Yeah, brutal. And another thing that I really like about it is the practical stuff. It's not very heavy on CGI. There's a lot of practical effects work that go into this. It does a lot of world building, like the biomechanical soldiers with guns in their hands. Yeah. I want to see what happens in that world. I want to see a film where we follow those characters or similar.
Were they created by his wife's company, or like, because she was also kind of in the same industry and also potentially trying to create like a STEM product?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm not sure on that. I can't remember that, to be honest with you.
Because I think it was more of, obviously, like I say, the main guy who actually invented STEM just done it, so he wanted to implant the STEM in a paralysed body, didn't he?
We get to the end of the film, we learn that the scientist has been manipulated by STEM. STEM's like, get me into a fucking body, right?
Yeah.
Get me into a body, and he loves Grey for some reason. When Grey comes round, because his wife had done a contract with the scientist or something, right? Is that right? I know that...
No, Grey. So Grey and his wife go to Aaron's place, and she's like, "Oh my god, I didn't realize that you're this person,
the super scientist, man."
Yeah, and then he's showing her Stem, and then they're just about heading home, and that's when they have the accident, and then you know people start, you know, they kill his wife and makes him paralyzed.
And it ends on a cliffhanger as well, doesn't it? Because is Stem gone or is he not gone?
Well, no, because
he's not gone.
Stem takes over his body and puts him in a dreamland.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's still with his wife.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
that way, you know,
brilliant.
Stem can take over his body, but Grey is in another world.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
And he
because
doesn't know
it's
any
a both win-win situation. It was so good.
So I think you liked this film. Did you?
Yeah, I loved
Sounds
this
like
film.
you liked it. So what was the scene to you that really nailed it for you? If there was one scene that you could explain, like this is the reason that you liked
When
it.
he first went in the house and Stem first took over his body
Yeah.
for fighting, and he said, like, look on the table, and he was telling him what to do and stuff. And it's like, I'll stand behind the door, and it's like, wait, now, go.
That was
And he
was
said,
awesome.
I need your permission to take over.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. I think that's probably my favourite scene. I remember very clearly watching it for the first time, and that was a bit where I was like, all right,
Yeah.
shit's getting real now. Yeah.
And then he's like, and then Stem's telling him, right, you've got to wipe all evidence. How to do that?
Yeah.
I can trace back everything you touch in this house, and I've got to wipe every fingerprint. It's like, oh my God, how cool would that
It
be?
is, yeah, it's a sort of a bit of a wish fulfillment in a way as well, and that's what I enjoyed. Have you got a favourite scene, Nicole?
When he goes to the bar, that's pretty funny. And he's like, attention everyone. If anyone knows who killed my wife, and everyone just is hysterical. And then this one guy comes out, takes him to the bathroom, and the bartender thinks that he's getting annihilated, Gray's getting annihilated, but it's actually the other way around.
Yeah, that's probably like the second most
Yeah.
memorable scene, I would say. Certainly in that bar, because it's so grimy as well when they go into that back room, into that. It's very Saw. And obviously Lee Winnell had sort of directed and written. He didn't direct, he wrote the first Saw film. And it felt very Saw in that bathroom scene. It's sort of grimy, dirty looking feel. And I like that. It sort of fused that horror aesthetic with brutal sci-fi and action. And that's probably the epitome, that scene's probably the epitome of this film. But as a personal thing, I just enjoyed the other one in the flat, just because that was the first one where I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, and I remember it so clearly, like, oh, this is the film I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about this.
I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
10? A 10 out of 10?
Bloody hell. For me, I would give this... I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm at an 8.5. Awesome. So when last time we recorded, Albert, we used to pick, at this point, we would usually pick the films for the next episode. But we don't do that anymore because we do it as a separate episode. So we're not doing any picks. So we've come to the end of the road for this episode, unless there's anything else that anyone else would like to cover or go through.
No, it's been fun coming back.
If you would like to catch up with the show, we're on Instagram at TwinPixPod. You can catch up with me on Instagram at flick.face. On Twitter as well, we're at TwinPixPod. If you want to support the show, you can do it at Ko-fi.com. If you want to email us, you can on twinpixpod@gmail.com. Plus some other stuff that's coming up in the future, which we'll discuss at another time. Nicole, have you got any social stuff you want to do?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Chikanika or Nika Creative. And Albert, you've got Instagram. Where can we find you, mate?
I haven't used Instagram since the first podcast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know how to turn Instagram on. So
You've got Twitter, don't you?
I wouldn't even know how to turn Twitter on.
When we first started, you got a Twitter and a Instagram. But you stopped using them, so I unfollowed you on both of them.
Yeah, probably wise.
Yeah.
I haven't turned them on since then.
No, exactly. I thought you'd never notice, so it was
No.
a problem.
I haven't noticed.
So you're nowhere, so you can find Albert
I
nowhere.
can't be found.
But yeah, so thanks for listening, and we'll catch up with you probably in a few days if you're listening to this.
See you guys
Goodbye.
later. Bye.
Goodbye.